Imagine improving your health significantly just by understanding what you eat. Yes, it's possible and simpler than you think. Welcome to the intriguing world of food labels, a treasure trove of information that can transform our eating habits and significantly impact our health and overall well-being. The journey of understanding food labels is akin to learning a new language, a language that speaks to our body's needs and health goals. It's a language that decodes the mysteries of proteins, carbs, fats, and sugars, helping us make informed choices about what we put on our plates. Reading food labels isn't just about counting calories or avoiding certain ingredients. It's about gaining insights into our dietary intake, understanding the balance of nutrients, and making conscious decisions to nourish our bodies with what they truly need. Embarking on this journey of knowledge can lead us to a healthier lifestyle. Stay tuned to learn how. Food labels may seem confusing at first glance, but they are actually quite informative. They can be likened to a roadmap, guiding us towards healthier dietary choices. Now let's break down this roadmap into simple, manageable steps. First up is the serving size. This is crucial because all the other information on the label pertains to this specific amount of food. If you consume double the serving size, you're also doubling the calories and nutrients, so bear that in mind. Next, we have calories. This is the energy that you get from a serving of the food. An average person needs about 2,000 calories a day, but this varies based on age, sex, and physical activity level. Now let's dive into the nutrients. We'll start with the big three: fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Fats are high in calories and should be consumed in moderation. However, not all fats are created equal, but we'll get into that later. Carbohydrates are your body's main source of energy. They are classified into two types: simple and complex. Simple carbs are quickly absorbed and cause a spike in blood sugar, while complex carbs provide sustained energy. Proteins are the building blocks of your body and are crucial for growth and repair. Another important aspect to consider is the difference between total carbohydrates and net carbs. This is especially relevant to our friends in the USA. Total carbs include all types of carbohydrates, including dietary fiber. Net carbs, on the other hand, are the carbs that your body can actually digest. They are calculated by subtracting the dietary fiber from the total carbs. And finally, let's not forget about sugars and salt. Sugars can be hidden under several different names like fructose or maltose. And as for salt, a high sodium intake can lead to high blood pressure. So keep an eye on that sodium content. With these steps, food labels become less of a puzzle and more of a guide to healthier choices. They empower you with the information needed to make conscious dietary decisions. So, the next time you're at the supermarket, give that food label a second glance. You might be surprised at what you find. Proteins, carbs, and fats are essential nutrients, but do you know what ratio should be consumed for a balanced diet? Let's dive into this. When we talk about proteins, we're referring to the building blocks of your body. They're essential for creating muscles and repairing tissues. On a food label, you may find them listed as protein, but they can also appear as specific types like whey or casein. Ideally, about a quarter of your daily calorie intake should come from proteins. Next up, carbohydrates, or as we often call them, carbs. These are your body's main source of energy. They fuel your brain, kidneys, heart muscles, and central nervous system. On food labels, they're listed as carbohydrates and further broken down into sugars and dietary fiber. The latter is the good stuff, aiding digestion and keeping you feeling full. For a balanced diet, carbs should make up about half of your daily calorie intake. Now let's talk fats. While often villainized, fats are crucial for nutrient absorption and nerve transmission, among other functions. You'll find them on food labels as total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, and sometimes unsaturated fat. The first two are the types to watch out for, as they can increase your risk of heart disease if consumed in excess. Ideally, fats should make up about a fifth to a third of your daily calorie intake, with the emphasis on unsaturated fats. The ratios we've discussed are typical for a balanced diet, but individual needs may vary. It's important to listen to your body and consult with a healthcare professional if you have specific dietary requirements or health concerns. In the United States, Carbohydrates are often listed with net carbs, which is the total carbs minus the dietary fiber. This concept is less common in the UK, but it's a useful way to identify foods that have a lower impact on blood sugar levels. Remember, balance is key when it comes to these nutrients. So the next time you're reading a food label, keep these ratios in mind and make informed choices for your health and well-being. Sugar and salt might be hiding in your food under different names. Yes, you heard it right. These sneaky substances often disguise themselves under various aliases on food labels, making them a tad difficult to spot. Let's start with sugar. It's a sweet little devil, often going by more than 60 different names. Some of the more common ones include sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, barley malt, dextrose, maltose, and rice syrup. Not to mention the less obvious ones like fruit juice concentrate, honey, and agave nectar. These are all forms of sugar, and they all count towards your daily intake. So next time you're reading a food label, don't just look for sugar. Peek at the entire ingredient list and keep your eyes peeled for these aliases. Now let's talk about salt. Salt is a bit more straightforward but can still be tricky. It's often listed as sodium on food labels. But here's the catch. The amount of sodium isn't the same as the amount of salt. To get the amount of salt, you need to multiply the sodium amount by 2.5. So if a label says it contains 1 gram of sodium, that's actually 2.5 grams of salt. Understanding this can help you keep track of your salt intake, especially considering that the recommended daily intake is just 6 grams for adults. Yes, just 6 grams. That's about 1 teaspoon. It's a small amount, but it can add up quickly, especially if you're not aware of the hidden salt in your food. So there you have it. The sugar and salt story isn't as sweet or as simple as it seems. They can be elusive, hiding under different names and in places you'd least expect. But with a little knowledge and vigilance, you can uncover their disguises and make healthier choices. Being sugar and salt savvy can make a big difference in your health. So let's be detectives in our own kitchens, and remember, every little step towards a healthier you counts. Not all fats are created equal. Some can be quite beneficial. Let's delve into the world of fats, shall we? Picture this. Fats are like the characters in a blockbuster movie. There are the good guys, the bad guys, and then there's the one who's just a bit, well, fatty. In the role of the good guy, we have unsaturated fats. These are often found in foods like avocados, nuts, and olive oil. They're the heroes of the story, helping to lower levels of bad LDL cholesterol and boost good HDL cholesterol. If you see monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats on a food label, know that these are your allies in the fight for good health. But then we have the villains of our tale, the saturated fats. These are typically found in animal products like butter, cheese, and red meat. While they're not all bad, eating too much can lead to potential health problems. On food labels, you'll see them listed simply as saturated fats. And then there's the real bad guy, the arch nemesis, if you will, trans fats. These are industrially produced and found in many processed foods. They not only increase bad cholesterol, but also lower good cholesterol, a double whammy for your health. If you see hydrogenated oils or partially hydrogenated oils on a food label, those are trans fats in disguise. They're the fats you'll want to avoid as much as possible. Finally, we have our fatty character. This is cholesterol itself. Despite its bad reputation, our bodies actually need some cholesterol to function properly. But like with anything, too much of a good thing can be harmful. Keep an eye out for total cholesterol on food labels to ensure you're not overdoing it. So, there you have it, the good, the bad, and the fatty. Understanding these different types of fats and how they impact your health can help you make more informed choices when it comes to your diet. Remember, it's not about eliminating fats entirely, but rather choosing the right kinds and in the right amounts. Choose your fats wisely. Your health depends on it. Today, we've unlocked the mystery behind food labels. We've journeyed together through the labyrinth of proteins, carbs, and fats, understanding their crucial roles in our diets. We've deciphered the coded language of food labels, comprehending the difference between carbs and net carbs, and the varying terminologies used across the globe. We've also unveiled the many masks sugar wears and learned to recognize its aliases. We've spotlighted the different types of fats, separating the villains from the heroes in our food stories. We've even decoded the salt content in our foods, a vital step towards healthier eating habits. Reading food labels is no longer a puzzle, but a tool empowering us to make healthier choices. Remember, the path to a healthier lifestyle starts with understanding what's on your plate. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this knowledge with your loved ones. Stay healthy.